So nice to see so many people came and joined. We don't normally have this many visitors, so thank you for coming to the board meeting. I'm going to call the meeting to order, and the first order of business is our student representative report.
So theater held a show for their play Blue on Monday, Tuesday this week. We also have our upcoming student staff basketball game and talk show in the next 2 weeks as a fundraiser for our sparrow. On March 6th, there will be a drive-by donation here at PHS from 5:30 to 7 p.m. where you can donate clothes and everyday essentials. MECHA and BSU came together and are holding a spring formal dance on March 14th and are currently selling tickets. And today's the winter sports ceremony for all students that did a winter sport, recognizing their efforts.
Hi, my name is Rachel Pepin. I'm a senior, and she got a lot of good stuff out of that. We are wrapping up our winter sports season, and tonight is our awards night for that. And we had 2 wrestlers place at state, and we also had our 2-time swim champion Quinn Davis place really well in all of his events. Oh, what else was I gonna talk about? Yep. For our seniors, shout out to all of our help in FPC because Monday was a big day for us. It was the OSAC day for one of our biggest scholarships. And there was so many people in the future planning center, and Sonia and Christian and Maggie handled it like champs. And then also to really enunciate on the staff versus student basketball game, this is our second or third year doing it for our sparrow. I think it's our third year. And we would love all of you to come to support our sparrow Katie, along with the talent show that is also a fundraiser for Katie, and also just a really good showcase of some of the really cool talents we have here at Phoenix. Also this week is classified staff appreciation week. And as a leadership class, we actually got together after school today and made everybody muffins. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Next we have accentuate positive.
Good evening, board. Keelan Croft, principal of Phoenix High School. Just to echo what Rachel just talked about, today marks towards the end of our classified staff appreciation week. We literally could not do anything that we do without our classified staff, and so we've been thankful to celebrate them this week and really all year. And so I just want to shout out to them. The list is very long, so I won't go name by name. Aaron will be grateful for that. Thanks. Just wanted to keep talking, so I'm kind of speaking of classified staff, I do want to shout out specifically to a new classified staff member, Sarah Crawford. I don't know if you know her, but she is our new office manager at the high school, and she is really making magic happen, just tightening systems and just making things run more smoothly for everybody involved. And I just can't say enough positive things about her, so I want to make sure we knew about that. Additionally, we are wrapping up our second formal evaluation for teachers who are in probationary status, and I was able to go into several classrooms. I wanted to shout out to Moth Watkins, Aurelia Donnelly, Vanessa Vega, Leith Larson, Monica Gonzalez, and Alexis Wilson, who are rock star teachers even as second and third year in the district. They are engaging students in a multitude of ways, including with student discourse, and watching them in the classroom brings tears to my eyes. They're amazing. Last but not least, I wanted to shout out to Breeze Chapman, who is a huge advocate for students in special education programs and is just a legacy advocate and a true pirate. Her and I have been talking on and off about how to engage alumni and how to make our new building feel more traditional. And I just really appreciate her. And that's all from the pirate ship.
I'll stand up here so I'm not in the corner. Good evening, board. Casey Olmsted, principal at Talent Middle School. Echoing what's already been said so far, but just a shout out to our classified staff. We've been doing each day a different way to celebrate them, and I think just echoing what Kaylin said specifically, like thinking of just how our school would run without them, I don't think that it would. And not only that, but just the relationships that they build with their kids and knowing our kids by name. And supporting our kids, not only in the class, but on the playground, in the cafeteria. It's incredible and very grateful for them. It's been talked about, but we're in the middle of a social studies adoption work for 612, and just wanted to, I guess, give a shout out to that process. Working with the high school and our teachers collaborating together. And Kelly Soder and Alyssa Barber helped lead some of our conversations this last week, and just excited to pick something and looking at something again, supporting all of our kids, but especially in 612 on that around an important topic of social studies in our world. And then on that note, I just am giving a shout out to the proud principal at Phoenix High School in Cannon Cross. Her and I have been having a lot of conversations this year just around how we can work more together and on some things. And so just appreciate her insight and excited for just looking ahead and some things that we're going to be able to do together for all of our kids, especially helping in that transition from middle school to high school. And then finally, we have Allison and Miss Hass and I, the assistant principal, really working on our SST, which is our student support team. And really developing a better system and how we're talking about kids that might be struggling, might be having a hard time, and what things are we putting in place to not only try to help them grow, but maybe looking at evaluation or whatever it might be. And I think and just giving Miss Hass a big shout out, and like we have a really good system now, and I feel good when parents do ask about more support that we can go to that team instead of the table to talk about how we can best support them. That is all from Talent Middle School.
Thanks, Casey. Kent Blair, principal at Orchard Hill Elementary. And as well, I'd like to thank our classified staff. We've had a fabulous week so far. The staff room is really interesting. It's decorated in like a Persian theme. And I've had several conversations with some staff members. I remember as a young child, like thinking that a flying carpet might actually be real. But I don't think they are. But there are some hanging in the staff room. Have to give it a try. So classified staff are great. Two of them, Holly Swift and Katie McCormick, this year again organized our Books and Beyond. Got some years ago at a different school. OBOB, Oregon Battle of the Books competition at Orchard Hill, and our championship team will be going to Central Point in a few weeks to compete. Also, I want to thank Officer Camps and Sergeant Lehman. They came up to Orchard Hill last week to do our lockdown drill. It's amazing. Every time you do one of those, you discover something new and a better way to keep kids and staff and people safe if something terrible would happen to school. So I appreciate their expertise. Lastly, I want to thank Mary Martinen and Elizabeth Maven. They are special education teachers. And I know Dr. Lambert has some guests here today or tonight to talk to you about the endeavors that special education is undertaking. But Mary and Beth embody that phrase of they're there for all students. And it's a joy to watch them work with their staff. So thank you. Shauna.
I'm just gonna sit over here because I'm taller when I sit rather than when I stand. And Heather has me, she needs me to say her announcements too, so I'm gonna get that up in a second. But hi, everybody, I'm Shauna Schleif, principal at Phoenix Elementary School. I just want to welcome everybody. I have some families here and some former families here, so I'm excited to hear from them. First of all, I really could echo everything that Kent just said about Classified Employee Week. It's been a really fun week celebrating the great people that work in our schools and that are just part of, we're a big family and a big team, and it just feels really fun to be able to celebrate and honor them. Also, we have our really awesome presentation happening here, and so I just want to recognize we have Allison Bailey, Sarah Ryerson, and Erica Casarati. They're our SPED and behavior coaches. And when I say coaches and case managers, that's what they're doing. They embody the idea that we are here for students And by serving students, we help support staff and we help support all students. And they are, anytime anybody has a challenge, they are there helping, supporting in any way, shape or form. And so I just want to say thanks to the three of you. You guys are the best team ever. Also, we had OBOB on Friday, so we this year, instead of just having one or two coaches, we had our 4th and 5th grade team really divided and conquered, and so we had 4 people kind of leading the charge, but then they also had like practices in this room in the morning and then practices in this room in the lunchtime. And what I appreciate about that, when you think about the inclusive work, we don't have after school practices. We have practices before school, when kids get there for breakfast and during lunch, so that any kid, regardless of where they live, if they have to take a bus, can participate in OBOP. So I want to give a big shout out to Amy Hartley and then Anna Leva, Elia Kima, and Zoe Boyles for leading the charge on that. And then finally, I want to just say our MILT team, which stands for our Math Implementation Leadership Team, has started doing some peer coaching and peer observation. And so we had 2 teachers from Orchard Hill come over and visit a teacher from Phoenix, and then 2 teachers at Talent. So we're doing a lot of cross-district observations and learning from each other and with each other. So I want to give a big shout out to Jamar Boyd for helping support and lead that. And then all of the, basically all of the MILT team members are observing each other. So it's really fantastic. And then here, let me get this sweat. Here it goes, and then I'll come back to heaven.
You're gonna go twice?
Yeah.
Cool. Board Aaron Santi, PTRA. Unlike Kaylin, I am gonna call out all of my classified staff to celebrate tonight because I care about them that much. So we're excited to honor Danny Goodwin. That's the heart of our operation. Classified Appreciation Day. She truly does it all at our school, registering students, arranging field trips, purchasing supplies, doing small group instruction, among many, many other things. So she makes all of our jobs easier, and she's a huge support for our family and students as well. So I want to thank her. She's an amazing employee and great colleague. So thanks to Danny. Back to Shauna.
Hi, folks. I'm Heather Lowe. I'm representing Heather. She said, things are moving and shaking at TES as we launch into spring. Our mural project is underway. Students have been busy making ceramic salmon that will be the centerpiece for this project. The PTA is hosting an annual family dance night this Friday at 6 p.m. and the event is free and we can't wait to boogie with our families. Our amazing teacher, music teacher, Sage Meadows, has planned an incredible spring concert that will take place at TMS next Tuesday, March 10th. Because these events are highly attended by our TS community, she has decided to offer 2 showcases. So kinder, 2nd, and 4th grade will perform first at 5 to 6:10, then 1st, 3rd, and 5th, and ODP will perform from 6:30 to 7:15. So please join us. Finally, our awesome PE teacher, Mr. Kyle Carson, is hosting a new event next week, Active Families Week. As part of our work on the Wellness Leadership Team, he has invited families to join in their child's PE class. Active families are healthy families, so kudos to Kyle for this innovative idea.
Thank you. Amy, food service, and I actually just want to start with thanking Joe, as well as the office managers at the elementaries, especially Cheryl, Wendy, and Diane for helping us get out the Future Chef news. I mean, we just kept pushing, but ultimately we ended up having 15 participants, and we've got 9 that we will be announcing tomorrow that will be competing with us. So we're really excited to have them come join us for the Future Chef cooking. Friday is actually also Employee Appreciation Day, so all of the food service staff will be getting a little cookie treat and thanks for everything that they do. And then, as you guys know, we just wrapped up some action plans from the fall food service survey. Well, the spring food service survey will be coming out shortly, so look forward to getting everybody's feedback. Hopefully, we've seen some of our changes. We plan on the biggest probably action item is the new bulk stacked meals that will be rolling out here next week. And then just for a little teaser, we've got KDRB who's been calling us and emailing, and I think we might be featured in a couple stories here coming up in food service about our food program. Thank you.
Right, you're gonna hear enough from me tonight, but I have to sort of take a moment to celebrate a huge accomplishment that we had in our district and really thank our office staff and Charlene Patton at the district office. Last week was vaccine exclusion day, And that means that any student that doesn't have their state required vaccine must be, removed from school. And of course, we want to focus on attendance. And we have, for the very first time since I've been here, 0 exclusions. That's did a really good job. They're the ones who collect immunization data, report it to the counties. So it really comes down to all of our office staffs are really limited.
Thank you all. Is there anything from the board?
Hey, something.
Yeah.
Last Wednesday, I think it was, I attended CTE night here at the high school with my daughter. And it was very well attended. It was also super fun. Like me and my daughter just had so much fun walking around. We were actually escorted by Lincoln, Potomac. That was really cool too. And then, yeah, we just went to all the different CTE programs. They gave a little spiel about what the program is and what it does. And she's super interested in a lot of it. It was a lot of fun. It was very well put together.
I have something else I totally forgot about. I think it was last Thursday. We, as a leadership class, got to go to the middle school, which was a really cool opportunity because we normally at the high school have what we call Link Crew, which is run by Mrs. Campbell, and that is like an incredible program. It was so fun to be a part of last year. And then this year, it was not able to be brought to fruition, but it's a program that pretty much helps escort the 8th graders into freshman year, and we accompany them throughout their whole year and have lots of fun activities. And so without that, leadership was able to step in. We got to visit the 8th graders and kind of like answer questions. And a lot of the time they're not super like asking questions about it, but we actually had like a lot of really good reports from students and leadership students that also went there. And at least in my group, I didn't even get to go through like the fun stuff because they were just asking like logistical questions. And so that was a really cool thing.
Great. Yeah.
I went to the play. Sarah called me and said, we used to go to the play. Do you want to go to the play? And I said, yes. And it was good. It was one of the better ones I've seen in the last few years. And what I was most impressed with and want to shout out was the community. The bleacher, there was so many people at the play. We looked around and we were like, oh my gosh, people showed up for the kids. Normally there's not very many seats, but this was well attended. And I thank the families and the community for showing up and supporting the students.
Carolina took Nora, our 9-year-old, last night, and she really enjoyed the play. And she said, what did she say? She said, my brain was amazed and confused at the same. But it's a really good production for what I hear. So.
I am with Nora. My brain was confused and whatever at the same time.
Okay, next is citizen comments. Do we have anyone not here for the program report who wishes to address the board? Okay, we'll move along. PTA, OSCA, do we have anyone from the association? Oh, you're here. Okay, good. I thought maybe you were with the program report. Hi.
Good evening, I'm Linnea from Morales. I'm representing Phoenix Talent Education Association, our certified union. PTEA is happy to report that we are excited by the collaboration and inclusive process that our members engaged in for the adoption of the 612 social studies curriculum. We're also happy to see that our feedback for next year's academic calendar has been incorporated by the superintendent and school board and are hearing positive feedback from our membership. On a more difficult note, our co-presidents Laura Latham and Sandra Tringolo have asked me to share a letter and statement from them regarding probationary employees. To the members of the Phoenix Talent School Board, Phoenix Talent Education Association is dismayed that we once again had a high number of recommendations for probationary non-renewals, with there being 5 this year. In the other 13 school districts in Southern Oregon combined, there were 8 total, which places us at the highest amount of recommendation for non-renewals in Southern Oregon by a large margin, despite being one of the smaller districts. The numbers are stark, considering that 22% of our newly hired employees for the 2026 school year were recommended for non-renewal. We had a high number of non-renewals last year as well, disproportionately affecting our first year and early career educators. While these educators are not entitled to the same protections as contract teachers, we strongly believe that Phoenix Talent should be a place where first year and early career educators are nurtured and can grow, not a place where we hire them, give them difficult assignments and inconsistent membership or support, and then non-renew them when they aren't successful. The turnover rate we are seeing these last few years is too high for a district our size. This turnover forces us to ask difficult questions. What are we doing to support these new teachers with functional and funded membership programs? The district chose to dismantle the formal staff-to-staff in-house mentoring program, and we are now seeing the effects of this choice. Are we giving newly hired educators what they need to be successful, or just drumming them out when they are not showing success and progress after just a few short months? Is Phoenix Talent a place to start your career or move to early on, or just a place where only the seasoned can thrive? This model is not sustainable, and these difficult questions need to be asked each time we make a recommendation for non-renewal, or we will find ourselves one day with too many vacancies and a reputation in a small valley as a school district that is not a friendly place to be a new or early career educator. PTEA believes that we can do better for our probationary educators, especially those who are just starting out in a profession that desperately needs a new generation to continue to do this critical work. And Laura Lakeland, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next is superintendent report.
Yeah, thank you, Chair Campbell. I just want to echo the classified appreciation week. It is so amazing to see their partners and colleagues, the Teachers Association, to help to support that, and the administrators to really kind of help support that and elevate what our classified staff does every day for our kids. And so have a tremendous staff, classified employees. I want to recognize that tonight. Also in your folders, you will see from Southern Oregon ESD, they put out a blueprint and beyond. And so that is there for your enjoyment and reading and understanding. Finally, my last topic is we have been in communication with ODE about policy JFCEB. And you have some communication in your packets about that. If you don't know what that policy is, it's a cell phone policy that had a lot of discussion leading up to adopting that. I sent some clarifying questions back to ODE. They sent some information back. And so Chair Campbell and I will talk about when we want to bring that to the board and how we want to address some of those things at a later date. Not tonight. That's all I have, please.
Okay, thank you so much.
I wanted to reiterate that SOESB's new building will have they're having an open ceremony and ribbon cutting on April 14th. I know I was there at the groundbreaking, and that's like right 3 doors down from my childhood home. I'm connected to that land right there. So I just want to say that you might want to put that in your calendar to attend that. So, thank you.
I just want to ask a quick question about the letter that was read. The mentor program, that was it state funded? That was a state funded program, correct?
Yeah, Jessica might be able to talk about that, but we've changed that model a number of times, but we provide mentors to our new teachers, and we had a model that was using full-time teachers along with mentoring as well. And so we've had a mix of how that runs, and we'll evaluate, see how the success of that. But yeah, we continue to have a mentor program here. But
okay, thank you. Next, we have a program report on inclusive practices.
The moment you've all been waiting for. So Tiffany Lambert, it's all yours.
I'll turn around this way to give Jessica the microphone. Thank you, Chairman Campbell. I first want to just recognize the amazing people in the room, our families, students, and our amazing special education staff. I've had warm, like I don't like getting emotional, but it really warms my heart that they're here. I've been a public educator, a special educator in Oregon for almost 27 years now. And I have never worked with a better crew. When I talk about inclusive practices, it is because we have skilled, amazing, caring individuals in our special education program. And I really don't think what I can describe tonight can happen any other place. In fact, we're the one school district in Southern Oregon that has an intentional focus on providing inclusive services. It's really, I'm just gonna go through some history to just kind of explain why I have included some slides. And then I really want you to hear from our families and students. Because it's most important to hear from them rather than me. But when we talk about special education services, it's really a civil rights issue. History tells us that anytime a school district or an organization leans to more inclusive practices or desegregation, then it can often come with worry or fear. We can go back to 1954, Brown versus the Board of Education. The Supreme Court ruled that separate institutions are inherently unequal. And we can think a few years later are images of Ruby Bridges, little 6-year-old in New Orleans, who had to be escorted by federal marshals to go to her neighborhood school with her peers. And in fact, some of the teachers refused to teach her because they were worried about what it might happen in their classrooms to the other students, perhaps. For students with disabilities, civil rights didn't begin until decades later. It was in 1975 that what we now know as the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act came forth that said by law, school districts must provide to students with disabilities a free and appropriate public education in the least restrictive environment. Now we're in 2026 and we still have some of our students in our state and in our country in separate schools, separate districts, separate buses. And we're really working. It's been years, it's been a decade that we've been working for this process. And really that pinnacle of my career to work with such a great crew that we're able to do that and work there. When I think of Oregon, when I first came to teach in Oregon in the late 1900s, the kids like there was Fairview was an institution for people with developmental disabilities. It didn't close until 2000. And if you don't know about Fairview, it was in Salem. There's a really good documentary. It's sad, but it's powerful about the history in Oregon and our treatment of people with disabilities. And so it's on PBS or OPB. But in our district, the change, this just is an overview of where we come. I've been here for almost 9 years. We had students in STEPS programs outside of our district at PSD. We had a contract with Central Point School District where we sent K through 12 students to Central Point. We had students, our 18 to 21-year-olds in transition going to Ashland School District. And thankfully, we have a really supportive board that was supported us to buy a house so we could start our own transition program. And then we had our classrooms that you know of as TLC. They're self-contained or segregated classrooms for students with disabilities. We still have those at the secondary level. And we had ERC, which is our resource room, where students might get push and support or pull out for reading groups, math groups, social skills. So we started to really try to get our kids back to our district. That included adding a program called the RISE program, a special ed team at Phoenix Elementary School. We increased a part-time teacher at the high school to full-time, and we started our transition program. But we weren't done. Then we decided that we wanted to have students attend their neighborhood schools. So Mary and her team moved from Talent Elementary to Orchard Hill Elementary so that we could have a continuum of services at all 3 of our elementary schools. And we started to enroll students in their neighborhood schools. So kids were, when they were coming into kindergarten, they were kindergartners first in their neighborhood school. And then they also received the special ed services that they needed. And now this year, really where we focused was case management. So we removed the labels of TLC and ERC and speech. And kids now are happy. Kids are kindergartners who receive special education services. First graders, they all have a general education classroom, and we don't have a label of what program. We really move to that fact that special education is a service, not a place. And it doesn't mean less service for our students. It just means that we individualize the service and we provide it where we can in the least restricted environment. And that includes that inclusion that all of our students are all of our students out in our school. So when I talked about like our history and some like fear that comes, I think that just in our nation and our society has been the same for students with disabilities. And there's been some fear. What happens when we mainstream students with disabilities? Does it mean it's going to slow the progress down for others? Is it going to like cause disruptions in the general education classroom? And we looked to national research and we saw that it didn't. In fact, kids without disabilities benefit from inclusive classrooms. Classrooms should represent the community that we live in, and we have a beautifully diverse community, and that is how classrooms should be, so that when our students grow up to be adults, they are empathetic, knowledgeable, and accepting of different people. And so, yeah, we're there. So Brent asked me to get local data from our school district from the first semester. When he asked me, and you know I love data, I was like, "Ooh, Brent, it's only been a few months. I don't know." But I pulled it and really focused on behavior, attendance, things that we may have worried about. And I would like to share that with you. So first, our attendance is up. And this is, I know our elementary staff have really worked at family engagement for that, but attendance is a primary indicator of belonging. We know students feel like they belong when they attend school. So this is the first semester of last year in pink, the first semester of this year in purple, and those are the percentage of our students who have missed less than 10%. So they're regular attenders. I looked at our DIBELS reading. The DIBELS is one of the assessments we give for foundational reading skills. And you can see our students with disabilities compared to first semester last year are up, but also our other students, 1%. And then iReady is another assessment we give in reading. Our students with disabilities up significantly, 6%, but also our other students are up too. Everybody benefits. Math, the same. Looks like we also have a jump from last semester to this semester. And then when we look, what we want to see down is suspensions, out of school suspensions. And we see from first semester last year to this year, our suspensions are down. And our major office discipline referrals are down as well. And our student-related staff injuries are also down.
Can you go back? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to pause on that for a second. Is that, so that's comparing like timeframes?
That's the first semester of last year compared to the first semester of this year.
Yeah.
Why is that percentage going on that?
It's just a raw number, so it's 175 and 141, and then compared to 29 or 24 this year. So that's like I have to do the math. That's a significant decrease.
I didn't do that. I could do
Yeah,
that.
triple digit percentage decrease. Yeah.
So when we see national data as well as our own data, so far we're seeing that inclusive practices benefit all students. And I believe in public education. I'm a proud product of public education. I'm a proud public educator. My kids went through public school. My grandson is now at Phoenix Elementary. It's awesome. Because public education serves all students. That's why we exist. Public schools, I think, are the most powerful tool we have in our country for equity and justice, and inclusion is part of that promise that we make to our families. Like I said, though, it's not what I say, it's families that we've invited here. It's about belonging. And so we have Juliana's here. We're going to watch your video first.
What does inclusion mean to you?
Inclusion is being included. I want to be part of Disney Club and be in the classroom.
What helps you feel included in school?
I love Disney Club and being together in school. No separation.
What makes learning harder?
It is hard when teachers are not patient. It is hard when no one includes me.
How does inclusion benefit students without disabilities?
It helps your students know I exist and autism is real and not scary.
What do you wish teachers understood about inclusion?
I want them to be nice to me. I want to be together. Inclusion is important.
Five, good job.
Good job.
Would you like to say something? Yeah, you can, thank you, Faith, you can do this.
Everyone just look at me.
Oh, yeah. Where you can hold the microphone. We can look away.
You hold the microphone, please. Good evening. My name is Jan Cruz. I am 50 years old and I am autistic. I want to share how being a regular class and school class has helped me succeed. High school was hard for me at first. I was overwhelmed, but being in regular classes helped me grow in many ways. My teachers believe in me, might support me and help me do my very best in all of my work. I also have my siblings and DSPs that help me learn to socialize. Being in club has helped me make friends and work with other classmates. Being in club is one of them. It is easy to talk to the same people that share the same interests as me. Being in the club has helped me work as a team with others. Inclusion matters. It gives them like me chance to learn, grow, and most importantly belong. Thank you for listening and supporting like me.
Yeah, I'm ready. Good evening, everyone. I leave a paper for everyone so you can read this with me just in case you don't understand what I say. I do my best. I do like Julian. He worked so hard and I want to, yeah, it was really, everyone look at me and I say, yes, but you can do this. This is very important thing for you. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Rosa Belen Ochoa and I am the proof mother of my son, Julian Cruz, who is 15 years old and has no filters. When he wants something and you tell him no, he say, "You're breaking my heart." He is ninth grade at Phoenix High School. I am here to share my experience as a mom of a child with disability who is included in a regular classroom. Inclusion has not been an educational placement for my son. It has been an opportunity for growing, belonging, and dignity. Since being in a general classroom, I have seen Julian growing socially, emotionally, no, sorry, that word is hard, and academically. He learned he learns from his teacher, but he also learns from his peers how to communicate, how to collaborate, and how to be part of a community. Most importantly, he feels that he belongs. But inclusion does not only benefit Julian. His classmates are learning something just as important. They are learning empathy, they are learning patience, they are learning that everyone has a stress and challenge, like me in this moment, and that difference are not something to separate us. They are something that make us stronger. Inclusion work of the team we have built together. Teacher,
support staff and family. When we focus on Julian's strengths instead of his limitation, he thrives. When we believe in his potential, he raises to meet it. As a mother, I am not asking for special treatment. I am asking for opportunity. I am asking that my son be seen not by his disability, but by his ability to learn, grow, and contribute. Okay. These school years are some of my most impactful years of his life, and I do not want him to feel lesser than his peers because of his differences. I want him to grow and knowing that he belongs, not just in his classroom, but in his community. These school years are some of, sorry, I truly believe that inclusive education benefits all the students. When children are learned together, they grow together, and when we create classroom where everyone belongs, we build a stronger, more compassionate future. Thank you for your time and for your commitment to all the students. And I have in Spanish the other side.
Can I make a request? Rosa, ¿te puedo invitar que lo leas en español?
Claro.
Es injusto que estemos aquí con tanta gente preciosa y que no escuchen tu mensaje.
Claro que sí.
It is just so unfair that her words are so beautiful, and for us not to have that in Spanish would just be so wrong, especially when we're talking about inclusion. So if you can please read it en español, te lo agradecería.
Yeah, I just want to challenge myself because Julia.
Me encanta.
Pero mi mero mole es español, así que buenas noches a todos. Mi nombre es Rosa Belén Ochoa y soy la orgullosa madre de Julián Cruz, de 15 años, que es un joven sin filtros, que si no haces lo que él te pide, él dice, tú rompes mi corazón. Él va en el 9 grado en la escuela preparatoria de Phoenix High School. Estoy aquí para compartir mi experiencia como madre de Julián, que experimenta una discapacidad y que está incluido en una aula regular. La inclusión no solo ha sido una colaboración educativa para mi hijo, ha sido una oportunidad para el crecimiento, la pertenencia y la dignidad. Desde que está en una aula de educación general, he visto a Julián crecer social, emocional y académicamente. Aprende de sus profesores, pero también aprende de sus compañeros, cómo comunicarse, cómo colaborar, cómo ser parte de la comunidad. Lo más importante es que siente que pertenece. Pero la inclusión no solo beneficia a Julián. Sus compañeros de clase están aprendiendo algo al igual de importante. Están aprendiendo empatía, están aprendiendo paciencia y están aprendiendo que todo el mundo tiene fortalezas, desafíos y que las diferencias no son algo que nos separe, son algo que nos hace más fuertes. La inclusión funciona gracias al equipo que hemos construido de profesores, personal de apoyo y de familia. Cuando nos centramos en las fortalezas de Julián en lugar de sus limitaciones, prospera. Cuando creemos en su potencial, se levanta para cumplirlo. Como madre, no pidiendo un trato especial, pidiendo una oportunidad, pidiendo que mi hijo no sea visto por su discapacidad, sino por su capacidad para aprender, crecer y contribuir. Estos años escolares son algunos de los años más impactantes de su vida. No quiero que se sienta menos que sus compañeros por sus diferencias. Quiero que crezca sabiendo que pertenece no solo en esta aula, sino en esta comunidad. Realmente creo que la educación inclusiva beneficia a todos los estudiantes. Cuando los niños aprenden y crecen juntos, cuando creamos aulas en las que todos pertenecen, contribuimos un futuro más fuerte y compasivo. Gracias por su tiempo y por su compromiso con todos los estudiantes. Con respeto, Rosa Belén Ochoa. He brings some from just the last thing. This is from Oregon Council Development Disabilities. So Julian are in the poster. last year and this year. So we have two students from Phoenix High School, and I'm very proud. So when you see.
I'm proud too, thank you. Rosa and Juliana and their family have taught me so many things over the year. A big thing about rightful presence. Rosa is a fierce advocate for her son. But all too often families have to fight to have their children included. And rightful presence means that students with disabilities don't have to earn their way into the generalist classroom. They belong because of humanity, because they're part of our community, and they're a member of their neighborhood school. So she has taught me so much about that. Yes, ma'am. Would you like to make any of that?
No, es que voy a necesitar traductor.
¿Interpreto? Sí. Se me hace que la hora de interpretar.
Ok. Me voy a parar para que me puedan ver. No dar en la espalda. Mi nombre es Judy Corona, soy mamá de Israel. Somos con mi esposo Elia Chávez, con Israel. Somos la familia Chávez Corona.
Israel, the Tavis family, they're here to share their experience. Yeah, Israel, the fifth graders, the big family.
Sí. Somos sobrevivientes de los incendios como familia. Tenemos 3 hijos, mi hijo más pequeño es Israel. Mi hija, la más grande, se graduó aquí de la high school con honores, teniendo una discapacidad de enfermedad de autoinmune en su cuerpo y no le imposibilitó nada el estar en clases regulares porque su condición era interna, pero nosotros estuvimos apoyándola mucho en su educación.
So we're also in Alameda Fire.
Laura, usa el micrófono porque hay personas quizás online y se tiene que grabar. Gracias.
Also in Alameda Fire survivor, I have 3 kids. One of them that graduated 2 years ago with honors and I have a scholarship. She's going to Eugene. And she also has a disability. She has an illness, but that didn't stop her in the fires. She still got awards and
Para nosotros ha sido un gran reto con Israel, que experimenta autismo. Él ha estado en clases tanto separado como en clases normales y hemos visto la diferencia en él cómo ha avanzado tanto en clases separadas como con todos los demás niños.
I also have a son, Alon, he's a senior here at Phoenix High School. And it has been a challenge, with Israel, because we didn't know anything about, his disability. And now that we know it's been a challenge, he started kindergarten with us in a contained classroom. And now for the last 2 years, he's been in a regular classroom. We have noticed the difference that he has grown.
Así es. Y con Israel queremos que su transición para la middle school, que también sea incluido en las clases normales, porque hemos visto un avance con él. Cuando él está en clase, junto también con, como lo decía la señora Rosa Belén, no solo Israel aprende, sino también su entorno, los maestros y sus compañeros aprenden bastante de él.
And I'm hoping that when he goes to middle school next year, that he will be in a regular classroom. Because I have seen the difference that he has grown, his teachers have grown, his classroom has grown, the whole, class has grown because he's been the whole time.
Así que pues agradecemos su tiempo y también agradecemos el estar aquí. Mi esposo.
I'm very grateful for the time and I'm very grateful to be here and thank you for listening.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos. Yo nada más pues quiero también agradecerles el trabajo que están haciendo y pues como decía mi esposa, estamos creciendo aquí en el valle juntos, pero también que estamos creciendo con nuestros hijos porque cada año escolar es algo, una experiencia nueva y estamos creciendo, queremos seguir creciendo.
So I want to thank you. As my wife said, we're very happy that he's been included. So next year, I hope it's the same. And, we're very happy to see him grow. The valley's growing, we're growing. So we just want to keep our, growing and learning. So thank you.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Graciela Palomera y mi esposo Ricardo Palomera y mi hijo Ricardo Palomera Jr. También nosotros fuimos sobrevivientes de los incendios y fueron momentos muy difíciles y tuve una experiencia con mi hijo en una escuela, pero gracias a Dios pude meter a mi hija a la escuela, a la Phoenix Elementary, y desde que mi hijo estaba ahí, ha sido un niño feliz. Algo que yo siempre he luchado por su felicidad, por un baby que lo miren contento todo el tiempo. Y a él todo el tiempo lo reconocen porque él siempre ha sido así. Y lo que más me encantó es que el niño siempre ha estado en todos los salones. A él lo han incluido en todo y él siempre se siente parte de toda la escuela. Y me gustaría de hoy que también se va a mover a la elemental, fuera igual, que me lo incluyeran en todo, porque yo no quiero que se le quite esa felicidad que tiene y esa alegría con la que él va a la escuela. Ahorita él siempre quiere ir a la escuela. Un de semana me dice que sí va a ir a la escuela. Y es algo que yo estoy bien feliz por mi hijo. Y gracias por darle la oportunidad a ellos también, incluirlos en todo.
Ana Palomar family with my son Ricky, he's also a fifth grader. They were also an Alameda fire survivors, and he experienced kindergarten like for a few months in another school, and it was a horrible experience. And she was very fortunate that she got him into a Phoenix Elementary where her other kids had gone. And she says since he's been there, everything has been amazing. He's very happy. He likes to come to school. The experience has been included in all the classrooms. He goes to music. He's been always included. Everybody knows freaking school. So she's very grateful that he loves coming to school and he has seen him grow. And she wants him, she says even on Saturday or Sunday, he gets up asking, am I going to school today? Because he really enjoys being in school and he has really enjoyed his whole time in Phoenix Elementary, and she's very grateful. And she loves how he changed his life from the bad experience he had for a few months and then moved to our school. And she's hoping that next year when they go to Talon Middle School, that he has the same experience, that he'll be included in every class and have the opportunity to be with everybody else. And she wants to thank you for this district providing that experience for the family and for her.
Oh, any staff, teachers, staff on his own?
I'm gonna stand. People get sick. So I'm Noni Garrett. I'm one of the amazing magical wand holders from Special Ed. And we are here to corroborate everything that our boss has said about inclusion. It's a system, right, that only takes place and is successful when the whole system works together. So from our little rooms to the bigger gen ed, to the actual districts, to you guys being engaged with us in the community and seeing our amazing kiddos, because Ricky is everywhere in the valley, so everybody knows them. But, it's a work in progress. We have amazing, experiences, but also a lot of, struggles throughout the inclusion. Is a new system, right? It's a new chapter in our district. And, we have gone to visit schools where they successfully are trying every day. Every year is different. And for us, it's the same thing. We are seeing that if there is some new rules, not rules, but if we were able to follow with the belief that all of our kiddos belong and some of those fears that some of our adults still have, you know, having our kiddos who were basically in that secluded or not secluded, but inclusive classrooms, that they're coming into their classrooms to understand that they will be supported. That we're there to make this road for our kiddos and for them a better experience. And we do have successful stories of kiddos who have started in inclusion, which makes it, of course, a much easier when they are, you know, moving as a cohort from kindergarten all the way to high school. But even more those kiddos that are coming into a 5th grade class, that they just want to be part of the classroom, right? They're there for different reasons. Academically, they might not access the curriculum as their peers would, but they still want to be included. They still want to be part of the PE section, you know, they want to have friends. And I can say that now observing and going into some of the classrooms, we can actually see other kiddos benefiting from it because they see these kiddos who they used to see just on the hallway. So now they're being part of their classroom and seeing some of the behaviors that some people are afraid that, oh, it's going to become aggressive, right? Because of what some of our kiddos do to self-regulate. But when those other kiddos start ignoring because it's part of who that person is amazing how it becomes invisible. And that's something that we still teaching some of those adults that don't understand it's okay, it's part of who they are, and that's why you have to support. So I want to say that it's hard because we're not gonna color it for you saying, you know, we don't have our pink rose glasses every day. So we come with them, but the majority of the time we do get kiddos who communicate through their bodies. We understand it because we are part of it. We understand it, we see it, we are like, what are you talking about? You're just screaming. It's all right. He's not throwing a chair today. But even with those chairs get thrown out, there's protocols that we encourage our teachers to basically look at. IEPs are developed not for us, because we create them, but the IEPs, and it's an individualized educational plan that goes for everybody that is engaged and involved with that student to understand, oh, this is what they need. So how can I make it accessible? So I just wanted to say thank you for allowing us to expand our process and for allowing us the agency to still be in a trial mode every day. If you see us with the very long face, it's not about you. It's that we probably just got spit at on the way to the bathroom. So thank you.
I don't want to say anything, you know, I have something to say. I'm Mary Ryan Eden. I've been in the district for quite a long time, but most of my career in this district was when I was a consultant with ESD. Kristen and I, and we were involved, all of the team. We're at the infancy of this inclusion path. We are not there yet completely, but we've made great progress. And I want to thank all of you for accepting and embracing this inclusive path that we're on, and know that it does take a team. And I'm very grateful for my team because I couldn't do it without them. I have 6 staff, and I know it sounds like, wow, that's a lot of people, but we have kids that have such diverse needs that in order to be able to put them into a regular classroom and to have it be functional and meaningful, they need that support. And so I appreciate that. And I do know, wow, there are sometimes bumps, and sometimes I go home feeling like I haven't done the best I could, but I know that we're all here as a team. And I gotta say, Tiffany, I appreciate her more than anything. We couldn't do this without you.
Hi, I'm Rhonda Levy, and I wanted to share that, Israel we are in the bilingual program. And most of the families from the bilingual program at Phoenix Elementary are fire survivors also. And it's so beautiful the way they embrace it. They're so happy that they are with their classmates. They see me at church, they see me catechism, we know together. So it's beautiful. It's funny because sometimes and maybe Ricky's mom cannot go on a field trip, and they will say, don't worry, I have your kid, I'll take pictures of him, and they take care of each other. And they're happy that their kids are learning, to be, included and learn from their classmates. I don't know, some of you guys have gone to our summer school program, that we bring the teachers from Mexico. We bring in, for a month, and, in July, they come a whole month. And in Mexico, we're not ready to do this yet. We're not ready to, so they always come and they're so eager because they get to participate in the whole day they're with them, or they teach them dance and stuff, and they say, is it gonna be able to do this? Is that what, yeah, just let them and we'll see how it looks like. And every year they say, oh my gosh. And I mean, I even talked to the director from Mexico City, goes, hey, I heard you guys do this. How do you guys do this? Well, we did do this for summer. We did the whole year. This is how it looks like and stuff. And then, but they're very excited about it. The teachers are very like, they include the kids. They have us there the whole day, and they're they get to dance. And Derek got to participate and see the show because they both got to dance when they were doing the whole thing with everybody else. It was beautiful to see. So they're taking that knowledge and they want to know more about, because they're very impressed what we're doing here in the South School District. So thank you for allowing this.
That's all we have for it.
Can Laura please share what you just shared in Spanish, please?
Les quería comentar que Rick Israel está en el programa bilingüe y como cuando iban a visitar y después que ya estaban ahí todo el día, estaban ahí todo el día ya y como la comunidad, que muchos de los niños que están en su clase también fueron parte de las lumbres y eso, de los juegos, y como las familias, ¿entiendes? Están viniendo los niños y tú no puedes hacer un paseo y ver que están cuidando, tomándole fotos o haciendo, como la comunidad, ¿entiendes? Quiere que sus niños también aprendan de sus niños. Y también las maestras de México siempre están impresionadas, dicen, ¿y va a bailar el niño? ¿Se va a poder bailar? ¿O va a poder estar aquí? Digo, sí, lo que hacemos va a ser en todo y va a ser lo que va a hacer y vamos a ver cómo sale. Y siempre están impresionadas de cómo hacen tan buen trabajo. Este verano que bailaron los dos totalmente inclusivos y están siempre impresionadas de cómo le hacen, cómo trabajan, y que pues no nomás es en el verano, es todo el año que están ya incluidos, los niños le ayudan, pero impresionadas. Me habló una directora de México, oiga, que ustedes hacen esto, ¿cómo lo hacen? Porque ellos no están en México, no están listos prácticamente para hacer algo así, pero les encanta la idea que nosotros lo estamos haciendo aquí, especialmente con nuestra gente latina. Y qué bonito de incluirlos en todo. Así que orgullosa de ser este distrito y saber que estamos incluyendo totalmente a todos nuestros niños estudiantes y familias.
Thank you. I would like to thank you all. We don't always get to see the beautiful faces that go along with all the great things that are going on in our schools. And I'm probably more emotional today than I was our first board meeting after the Alameda fire. Just seeing the impact that this is having. So thank you for coming and sharing it with us. We appreciate it. Any questions?
I
from
just
the
want to
board?
recognize Laura, and it makes me emotional. You've been here for, I don't know, 100 years.
I finally understand.
Oh, I didn't think you know. Before you go, Laura, can you please interpret what Michael just shared?
Sorry, I mean, está diciendo eso que ahorita se siente más emocionado así que cuando supo de las lumbres, porque está mirando y oigo historias y eso, pero no veo las caras. como ellas que hacen el trabajo, que están con los niños, la directora que ella ha decidido que esto es lo que ella quiere hacer como directora, que estén incluidos y tuvo que pasar por muchas barreras, pero él les dice que esto, viendo las caras y viéndolos ustedes y cómo están ahorita, dijo, me siento más ilusionado que cuando estaban las lumbres y ahorita mira el resultado y cómo están ustedes, ¿entiendes? Viviendo y están aquí.
Y los retos que hemos atravesado
Ujú.
y que seguimos queriendo estar en el distrito como
Ya.
Judith, usa el micrófono, mira. Se graba, yo sé que es como un
Sí,
dolor
sí,
de cabeza,
está bien.
pero se graba y queremos captar porque
Porque
lo que
todo.
ustedes dicen es valioso. Entonces, nosotros estamos afortunados porque tenemos este micrófono aquí, pero es importante que su voz se escuche y se mantenga en el récord. Y por eso cada rato estoy de enfadosa. Y por el micrófono.
Está bien. Gracias por el comentario. Hemos atravesado muchos retos, como les comento, con mis 3 hijos. Para nosotros el quedarnos con nuestros hijos en el distrito de Phoenix y de Talent ha sido uno de los más retos que hemos enfrentado después de los incendios junto con la pandemia. A mi hijo Israel le quedan 7 años más y para mí es mi visión que termine aquí su high school. Entonces yo no sé cómo le voy a hacer, me fui a vivir más lejos, pero nuestra visión es que termine en el mismo distrito que los demás.
She wants to thank you for that comment. And she says, yeah, it's been challenging, especially that we moved. She lived in Central Point for a few years, and she was bringing them back and forth. She had a middle school, a high school, and then one with us. She was going back and forth, back and forth. But my commitment to having them in this district, and I have 7 years with him left, and I'm committed. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm committed that I want him, that three of them to graduate. And I don't live in the area now. I live in Medford. I bring him and take him every day, and I want him to graduate from Phoenix Elementary, from Phoenix High School District. Yeah.
Hey, Laura, real quick, I just want to thank the families for being here, and I will tell you what Tiffany shared at the beginning of this program. We missed the boat on not translating that to you all because that was very well said, and we'll be better. We're learning as we go, and we'll make sure that we make sure you can participate in all ways possible because this whole program should have been there for you as well.
Dice que les disculpa porque al principio que habló Tiffany, nadie estaba interpretando y eso, dijo, pero esto es nuevo, estamos aprendiendo algo así, digo, pero todo debería de haber estado interpretado, así que estamos aprendiendo porque este es el programa, ¿me entienden? Para ustedes, así que nomás que tengan paciencia, estamos aprendiendo, pero después.
Thank you for your courage and showing up today.
Y gracias por ser valiente y por estar aquí presente.
Thank you.
Yo tengo un comentario. Muchísimas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. No es muy común que tengamos familias que se presenten con tanta valentía, con tanta curiosidad y que expliquen todas sus experiencias, porque estos retos son difíciles. Nosotros nomás miramos la superficie de todo lo que viven y estamos aquí y tenemos el gran compromiso para ustedes de apoyarlos y ayudarlos de la mejor forma posible. Yo sé que ustedes tienen pues a una increíble líder que ustedes apoyan, confían en ella. Entonces me encantaría buscar formas de encontrar la manera de nosotros estar más involucrados con ustedes si eso es lo que ustedes gustan. ¿Cómo nosotros podemos mejor servirles a ustedes? Especialmente porque ustedes saben las cosas que funcionan y las cosas que no funcionan. Y como dijo el superintendente, estamos aprendiendo. Y de verdad yo les pido 1000 disculpas de que no teníamos interpretación desde el principio. Estamos hablando de inclusión y no fueron incluidos al principio. Entonces eso es espero que se nos prenda más el foco porque necesitamos mejorar eso. Gracias por estar aquí. Y vengan cuando quieran, tenemos reuniones, ustedes se puedan involucrar en un montón de cosas. Entonces, afortunadamente, pues yo soy bilingüe y bicultural, yo estoy aquí. Laura tiene mi número personal, ella se comunica conmigo cuando quiera. Y de verdad que estamos aquí muy orgullosos de poderles servirles a ustedes. Y me encanta, ojalá que Ricky nos haga un show de baile, porque increíble el muchacho para...
También canta, ¿qué te crees? Sí, él hace de todo. Él hace de todo.
Wow, papacito.
Thinking can dance, he sings, he does it all. He just, yeah.
And I'll say it in English. Thank you so much. I know it takes so much courage and so much time, and you're all working and you're busy and you're still showing up in such a beautiful way. We would love to continue to see you, not just today, but in future meetings. And huge apologies for us not having interpretation, because especially when it's kind of ironic, we're talking about inclusion. And we didn't include you since the beginning, and that's on us. So thank you for your grace and for your courage just to share your stories. And we want you to be included, and we're committed to ensuring that we can support you. I know that you have a phenomenal liaison. Through Laura, many of you have long relationships for so many years. But I'm also here to be of service to you, and we're just really grateful. And if any of you have not been to the dance program that Laura mentioned, it is phenomenal. I'm like in tears. All these kids are dancing. It's really beautiful. It's really like a missed opportunity for the board when we don't go. It's a whole showcase, and it is so, so, so important. And this sweet little boy, not only is he like a phenomenal dancer, he's also a great singer, I just learned from Laura. So, thank you all for being here. Gracias por estar aquí.
Thank you all. We're gonna take a 10-minute reset.
Welcome back.
That was awesome.
This is a lot.
We've had a couple long program reports, but worthy.
Yeah,
So,
so good.
it was great. Thank you. Okay, next is the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Thank you. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the consent agenda is approved. Next is the information and discussion legislative OSBA update.
I will make this quick, mostly because I've been so busy, I haven't been able to keep up. But this is the last week. There's been a lot of things going on, as you probably have seen. And last week of legislation, yeah. Not legislation, because I thought you guys all were on my page.
So SBD stuff there.
So, oh, yeah, it's the last week of legislation, things are going really, really fast. If there's a call to action, I will let you all know. I usually get the call to actions like the night before. Last one I sent out, it was like less than 24 hours. So I apologize, but thank you all for when it is call to action that you participate. And then OSBA, I don't have any updates really for OSBA. Oh, pay stay is coming on up. I did get that there's openings, but it looks like hotels may be full, but we can talk about that as well. But I started making a list of other opportunities for training. But I did not bring it, but I will send it on to Denise.
Real quick on the SEI filing, did that used to be a different time?
No,
It's always been March 15th? Okay.
May I ask a clarifying question about
Yes.
ACI? It's once per term.
It's one
No,
per year.
One every year.
Yeah.
So we're all of this year.
Yeah, we all do it. You have to do it every single year.
It's the filing on it's not the training part, it's the filing on the.
Oh, that's right. I'm thinking of the organ ethics.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Not that.
Okay,
Oh, it opens up.
thank you.
Opens up.
Yeah.
To make sure we're not accepting.
Yeah, it opens on the 15th of March.
I might just make a couple legislative, there is, just budget wise, it did come out, you may have saw that. They're not gonna really necessarily cut K-12, the state school fund, they're gonna utilize pulling money from, just kind of carryover money from a number of different areas. And then there is a bill that was, I think it was sponsored by, Rep Yonker from Grants Pass about the AED and the heart, really. And we've been way ahead of the game with Project Adam, not only at the high school, but also moving forward at the middle school as well, and all our elementary. So, and that actually had passed both House and Senate, so that'll pass. And I'm imagine it's gonna be an unfunded mandate, but we're already
Sweet.
ahead of the game.
And I think people are gonna talk to you about it, because when I was up in Salem, I'm like, we've already done that, we've got grants.
Oh.
So I referred them to Tiffany Lambert. And said, Tiffany's amazing. They're like, how do you guys do all this stuff? And I said, because we have amazing staff. And talk to Tiffany, she can tell you something that is really, that will help you, so.
I hear that CTE funding is not gonna be cut like they said. I don't think so. Yeah.
I think, according to Stacy, this year is okay. It's the next year that we're really gonna have to buckle down, and Medford has offered to host a legislative reception type thing, and we're thinking now that this is going on, I think we're gonna do a spring, summer-ish one, because a lot of things start coming before the end of the year. So that's something that I and Jay and Nathan will be working on after legislation session is over. So we'll keep you informed on that.
Great. Thank you. Committee reports. I know we have one.
I have one.
Good. Back
I
in.
got back and get my notebook and I was almost late.
No.
I attended the safety meeting, the interagency meeting this morning at the district office. There was approximately, I didn't count, but I think there was about 15 people in attendance. We had a lot of discussion surrounding lockdown and secure drills, things that went smooth, as well as different wrinkles and procedures to fix and work on. We were discussing doing a door audit around the district to ensure doors latch properly, as well as updating communication messaging during the drills. Busing is and continues to install dash cams that are both front and driver facing. The fire district has new devices that have the ability to shut down oxygen if it senses like a fire in the lines. And they're working on distributing those through the community. So there was an announcement of a reunification drill that is happening in Central Point School District on April 22nd.
No,
I don't have the information available yet on the time of that. That is what I have.
Thank you.
I have a question. So, I noticed a post on social media about concerned people not in Phoenix, particularly not stopping for buses. Someone had seen a lot, and of course, the response is call the police. Was there a conversation of joint with the city and us, maybe again, communicating with the public the importance of stopping for buses? And I know sometimes during the police will sometimes follow buses to make sure that people are following and give out reminders. Was there any discussion about that?
They didn't talk about that.
Again.
Yeah, that didn't come up at all. I noticed, at least in Talent, little community, up in police presence during school pickups and drop-offs. I don't know if that's like standard around the valley, but I've noticed it around the town that I live in.
I saw it over here in Phoenix too, by the field and by the district office. Good. During that, like release time.
Watch people get pulled over all morning long. I went to work and I'm like, good.
If you're not following the rules, children's safety is first. If you're not following the rules, then you need to,
Okay, any other committee reports?
Following the rules, we're gonna get.
I'm not the art of getting things tonight. Sometimes you just need to let things land. Okay. Action items. Renewal of teacher and administrative contracts. Before,
Go ahead.
I think I have to declare a conflict of interest. Am I the only one left who has to do that?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
I mean,
Looking at y'all,
I
I'm
have
the
no
only one
skin.
left, okay. My wife's on this list, so go ahead, Brent.
Yeah, I'll just say you have the updated list and the list that will be moving forward for recommendation to the board. And I want to just thank the administrative team for their continued effort and ensuring that we have the best people moving forward. And that's what you see there.
Has this always been an action item or has this been?
Yep.
Okay, all right,
You're.
let that
It's a
land
March.
too. Great, do I have a
move to
motion?
approve the renewals of teacher and administrator contracts as presented.
A second.
Thank you, Polly, and thank you, Rebecca. Oh. Or any discussion? Sorry. No, Polly,
Yes.
Don,
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.
I abstain. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Motion passes. OSAA cooperative sponsorship.
Yeah, this needs board approval as well, and this is a tough one. We ended up having 8 softball girls, and so instead of just not really having a season, we have Ashland has about 10 or 12, which is not necessarily something you can kind of count on to finish a season either. So we have been in discussions for the last few weeks to do a co-op. And OSAA needs board approval, and so this will allow us to have a full season and also have our younger kids be able to play as well, because we should be able to have a JV team as well. So this is a first for us. We haven't done this. It's tough, but it also keeps our softball girls able to play this spring.
I'm curious about like, where will they practice?
So some of that is in discussion. It might work out pretty well. Apparently Ashland has field issues. And so, we will. So we offered obviously all our field to practice. And so we'll have to follow. So when you co-op, you actually take the ADM you have for Phoenix High School, ADM you have for Ashland High School, and then put it together. We will stay as a 5A school, thank goodness. So we will follow that 5A schedule, Ashland's schedule to play in. And then we can pick up some other games in our 4A schedule for some of the JV teams. But we will probably have a mix of home games if they do have a field at all. If not, we'll play all our home games at Phoenix High School. And then there'll be some decisions on what uniforms you wear at certain times.
Exactly.
Don't bring me in Ashland.
Hey.
Well, we felt like if we're playing home games at Phoenix, we wear Phoenix and then we wear Ashland on the road. If we're playing home games in Ashland, we're Ashland and then play Phoenix on the road, so.
Makes sense.
How do we work out like the staffing, the coaching staff?
We will continue to keep our staff, because that's not gonna be easy. Actually, we practice separately the last couple days. And so we have our coaches, we have 2 coaches here, and then they'll have their coaches as well. And then with 2 teams, we will work out how that coaching will work out. So they're excited. Both teams are,
Just about the coaching, it's not like official, but like I was talking to Coach Hall about it, cause he's our head softball coach. And he said that some of their staff that is like newer coaches are gonna be working with his assistant for like the JV team, and he's probably gonna be coaching varsity with their coach.
Oh. That's how we get the.
And call them in.
I think both programs understand the value of, we have seasons for all our girls in softball, which is.
I love this.
Yeah.
Because there isn't a feeder team from the middle school. That's been kind of a thing going on for a few years, and they were worried about this. That there aren't girls playing there to come into the high school, so maybe this will beef up the program.
You can have about 12 or 13. We did have 2 of our better players get hurt. And one had surgery, so they were done for the year. And so once that happened, we were starting to look at other options. So, yeah.
I move to,
Thank you. Yes. Sorry.
I move to approve the agreement for an OSAA cooperative sponsorship for softball between Phoenix High and Ashland High Schools for the 2026 season.
Joseph, second.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Diana. Any discussion?
I love this innovative way to find a solution that's mutually benefiting for our students. And I might have said this here, but I think it's just worthwhile saying again. In the Southern Oregon Success Network meeting that we recently had, I love that somebody said, even though it's not our district and their district, all of these kids are gonna be in our community someday, and I think that this is just a really beautiful way to continue to support that collaborative spirit and continue to just provide opportunities in very outside the box sort of thinking, which I think we need to do more because resources continue to dwindle. And I think that together we can be stronger. So I love it.
Yeah. Well said. I'll let you vote first.
No, no, just kidding. Yes. Just kidding.
Becca. Good. Don,
Yes.
Polly,
Yes.
I vote yes. The next meeting agenda is there for your review. This is a work session.
Yeah, this is a work session, and so we have David Williams from Piper Sandler, and it's giving kind of some options for refinancing bond dollars and options for they're the experts in bonds, so they'll be here, and then obviously the board self-evaluation. I did want to add one more if we could, just to review the academic calendar at this time so we can approve it. The first meeting in April, because we already are getting calls on.
Yeah.
When do you start school, when's your breaks, that sort of stuff, so. That'll just be a review and we will answer any questions at that time and then approve it in April. First reading.
Comment, I don't know if we need to.
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to acknowledge the great loss that Ashland School District just had a few weeks ago. And I'm incredibly grateful for the staff and community that continues to come together and find ways to wrap our love and support for those kiddos. And even though they're not in our school district, that feels incredibly heavy as we have a bunch of really lovely students here. And what a tragedy. And I'm really grateful for the continued support of parents to have a drug and alcohol-free grad night as a means to help keep students safe. And what a beautiful way to end the year. But I just want to say that it's been very heavy and may our kiddos be safe. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that up. I think, that Sunday was a tough morning, obviously, for the Ashland community, and then really preparing for Monday. And Joseph kind of put out hey, we need some support. And I think every district had somebody sending them there. They ended up having, 26, 27 people. We sent 2 counselors. And so they were really able to help, have some people to help them grieve, to help them work through and process. So, and it's still obviously very raw and challenging for that community. So.
And may we continue to find ways to support. Again, these are our kids that are in our community, whether they're engaged in work or their families. I mean, it's a huge, huge loss. And yeah, I hope that we can continue to find ways to be good neighbors. I mean, we're literally 2 minutes from them. So
Yes.
yeah. So thank you. Thank you for sending that.
Thank you.
I'd also like to say that, the bombing by Israel in the United States of 100 girls' school and almost 170 students killed is extremely hard as an American and as knowing what is happening, and this is all of our future, and it will affect our students. And it's really tragic. So we have to work on peace and unity and compassion, which today was a perfect example. We poured on increasing compassion.
Well said. Did you have something? Sorry, I thought you raised your hand.
A little bit.
Okay, yeah.
I personally knew the students from Ashland, so that was really hard for me and my friend group to hear and know about. And I know that as a leadership class, we are trying to find a way to help them or assist them or just express our empathy for them in any way possible. And if any of you would like to be involved with that, me, Elia, and Lincoln would all love that. Or if you want to just reach out to Miss Robin, it might be something as simple as a card in a basket. Or I know we sent a couple of students to, the,
Vigil.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you for sharing. Sorry for the loss. Friend group. Keep us posted and let us know how we can support. Okay, with that, we are adjourned.